The moment you think this Leafs team has everything figured out, they show you something like that. The Leafs, they play a pretty solid good 40 minutes of hockey, and then, they decide, I'm going to start the third period a few minutes late, and that's a problem, as they lose 4-2 to the Calgary Flames in Calgary. Did I think it was going to be an easy game coming in? No. Obviously, Calgary playing really good hockey and continuing to play good hockey. Over the last 7 games, undefeated since the coaching change there in Calgary. As for the Leafs, you played 2 really good hockey games, and we're like, all right, this team's feeling it. Let's go in there in a good test in Calgary. And first period, the Leafs get on the board early, under 10 minutes in, 8:24 in to be exact. Mitch Marner, a beautiful, and I mean gorgeous, backhand feed to the front of the net to who? John Tavares, JT, Johnny on the spot. 13th goal of the year, Marner and Barrie grab assist. The Leafs are in front 1-0. We talk about it all the time. Who scores that first goal? The Leafs did today. And that's a good thing moving forward. However, Travis Hamonic, left wide open on the right side. All Leafs go puck watching, and about 3 of them go for the puck, which I'm not really sure what's going on there. And they Sean Monahan fires it across the ice to Travis Hamonic, who's streaking down the right wing. And then he just blasts it past Frederik Andersen, and we're tied at 1 late in the first period. But it's okay. A 1-1 game on the road, shots on goal in the first period, 10-9 in favor of the Leafs. We're feeling good. In the second period, John Tavares, a beautiful give and go. Mitch Marner gets the turnover. Or I guess Cody Ceci up to Mitch Marner, who stops at the blue line. Nice little pass to Tavares on 3-on-2. Back to Marner. Beats Dave Riddick, Marner's 5th goal of the year and first goal. I think it's his first goal since coming back from his injury. Tavares and Ceci have assists, and the Leafs are in front now. In the latter 10 minutes of the second period, 14:06 in, they get that goal. You're feeling great. Close out the second period strong. Bang! They do. The Leafs have a 2-1 lead heading into the third period. They're 11-0-2 when leading after 2 periods of play. Shots on goal in that second period, 13-8 in favor of the Leafs. They're winning in shots by 6. They're winning in the game 2-1. They're outplaying the Flames in my eyes so far. And as I said, they extend their intermission a little bit too long because, here we go, 19 seconds in, Johnny Gaudreau scores to tie it. Well, that was quick. All right, now under 2 minutes in the period, 1:59 in, Michael Frolik scores, and now the Leafs are trailing 3-2. Under a minute after that, Johnny Gaudreau scores again. Not even 3 minutes into the third period, the Leafs go from being up 2-1 to being down 4-2. 3 minutes into the third period. If you guys watch these videos quite often, I will tell you this. And I've said it in many, many videos. You get one opportunity late in a game, for the most part. You get one opportunity late in a game, whether it's hockey, basketball, or baseball. And to get back in the game, to push ahead, to bury a team, whatever the case may be at that point, you get one opportunity. And if you do not do so, you're going to pay. It's like in baseball. Bases loaded, nobody out, you're already up by 1, but you need more, and you get nothing. The recipe's a disaster because, it could come back to haunt you in the end. The Leafs had a 2-man advantage for over a minute and a half. Not long after they took that 4-2 lead. And we're sitting here like, okay, hey, you get one back here. It's a 1-goal game, and then you never know what can happen. You get one early enough, you can still have a power play and only be down 1 goal. No, the Leafs do not score a single goal on either power play, and that right there was your opportunity, including, I think, right after the first power play expired, Matthews rung one right off the post, and it comes right back out, and Riddick smothers it. I mean, that right there, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, this reminds me so much of that Vegas game against Fleury, where, he was making huge save after huge save after huge save, and you just knew you weren't going to beat him. And that was the exact same here tonight. The Leafs outshoot the Flames 11-7 in the third period, yet they score in their first 3 shots of the third period. I love Frederik Andersen, but not a single Leaf player was awake in the first 3 minutes of that third period. And that just kills your team. You have played really solid 2 games in a row now. In St. Louis, in Vancouver. I mean, those are tough places to play. You're playing solid. Now you're playing against a really good team in Calgary. And you have a 2-1 lead after 2 periods. This team is making a statement. And then they do that. And you're like, oh, there's the Leafs. There's them poking their head out again. Making us go crazy. I don't want to blame Frederik Andersen because he was stellar in the hockey game. 4 goals on 24 shots is not very pretty at all. The defense was not awake for him in the first 3 minutes. He wasn't awake in the first 3 minutes. And the forwards playing defense were not awake. And the Calgary Flames were ready to pounce right away. And they did. That right there is why you got to play a full 60 minutes of hockey. If you don't look at the score sheet, if you don't look at that third period at all, and you look at the first 2 periods, Leafs are up 2-1, they're out shooting the Flames, on the face-off dot, the Leafs were losing in that category, but no one scored a power play goal yet. The Leafs are trailing in hits, but they're winning in shots, and we're sitting here like, well, they should win this hockey game. But they didn't. The Leafs just didn't. They didn't come out ready to play in that third period, and I don't know what you want to say that's all about. I don't know if you want to say that's because of lack of preparation, lack of mental focus. I don't know what it is. But that's the kind of garbage that a non-playoff team does. And I'm not saying this team is not a playoff team, because what we've seen since Sheldon Keefe has taken over is competitiveness. At least more of it than we had seen in the Babcock days this year. However, being competitive and winning hockey games is a very big difference. You got to go out there and you got to grab 2 points no matter what it takes. Guys, the Leafs lost in shots by quite a bit in that Vancouver game. You won. The Leafs won in shots 34-24 in today's hockey game. You lost. Actually, they won the last game against Vancouver. But they lost this one. Go figure. That is why shots on goal category is a complete flaw of a stat. It's a stupid stat. But I get why it is. So, anybody saying anytime you have a 50-shot game, the other guys have 25 shots on net, and you lose, look at the game, watch the game, look at the quality of chances. I thought the Leafs played a really good hockey game. I thought they played a really good 57 minutes. But those extra 3, they killed you. And you just can't do that against very good hockey clubs, especially on the road. Speaking of very good hockey teams, the Edmonton Oilers are the next team this Leaf team faces. Obviously, Edmonton has been in a tailspin over the last little while. However, they're still the Edmonton Oilers. They still have Connor McDavid. They still have Leon Draisaitl, who can literally win them a game themselves, and that's what they've been doing all year long. They don't have goaltending. They don't have defense. That team is not a good hockey team. However, they can put the puck in the back of the net. What do the Leafs have trouble with? Keeping the puck out of the net. This could be a crazy game on Saturday night in Edmonton, 7 o'clock puck drop. Freddie Anderson, Mike Smith are the expected goaltenders in that game on Saturday. And look, every team goes through a bad stretch. Look at the Boston Bruins right now. I think they're 0-4-1 in their last 5 games now with this loss tonight to Tampa. They're still gonna win the Atlantic Division. They're still an incredible hockey team. That's just the way good teams just have slumps sometimes. The Leafs, they just haven't found themselves all year long. And I'm not sure what it attests to. I don't know what Kyle Dubas is going to do. I don't know what things are going to happen. But what I do know is this team, and I'll say this because I think you guys can agree with me on this. This team has the capability of being very good. The problem is they're not playing like that. They're not playing up to their expectations. They're not playing to their best capabilities. They're just not. And I think you guys can agree with that. And I think you got to see on Saturday, you find a way, if this team can find a way to win in Edmonton, I can look back at the road trip and say, okay, they went on a 4-gamer in St. Louis, in Calgary, in Vancouver, and in Edmonton. That's a long trip, a time zone crazy trip. And if you go 3-1, I'll take that in a heartbeat. Because I know the Calgary game sucks and you want to build up points, and I get that. But you got to take steps. And for this team, they're 2-1 on the trip, which isn't terrible. However, 3-1 or 2-2, Huge difference. I want that game Saturday in Edmonton. I really do. I know you guys want it, and I know this game sucked tonight. You guys can tell from the early parts of this video, I'm freaking out because this team is making me go gray. Even though I'm not going gray, of course. But see, you guys can see I'm not going gray at all. See, look at that, totally not gray. But they will make me go gray if they continue to play like this. All right, and a game in Edmonton on Saturday. If you can find a way to win that hockey game. Bye, Jiminy. I mean, you're now 3-1 on the trip. You're feeling good coming back home. All right. That's what you want to see. All right. So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. Actually, no, rewind that. Before I even wrap that up, I didn't even do stats for this hockey game. But we were talking about Frederik Andersen's numbers. John Tavares' goal and an assist was a -1 in the game. Marner's had a goal and an assist. Tyson Barrie and CC had assists as well. Ilya Mikheyev, as much as he didn't have any points on the board, I thought he was electric. He was fantastic, flying around out there. 5 shots on goal for Mikheyev. Matthews, nothing. Just a shot on net. Again, didn't see a whole lot of him and Nylander in this one. I wonder why. No Pontus Aberg on their line! Coach! You had him on the line the last 2 days. Two games. You won by a lot. You take him off the line today. They go ice cold, and you lose. Put 2 and 2 together, Coach. Pontus Aberg should be with Matthews and Nylander, period. Now, if he puts them there against Edmonton and they lose, then fine, I'll take it back. But until then, it's worked. As Dr. Phil would say, is it working for you? It was until you changed it. All right, so now, you know what, guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video and you guys enjoyed the first 2 periods of this hockey game, smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. What were your thoughts about that first 3 minutes of this hockey, the third period for the Leafs? I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on the whole Pontus Aberg situation? Because I actually just remember that's why I said it. And it's an interesting thing I wanted to bring up because he's looked great for me. I talked about him in the last video. He's been very, very productive. He's looked really good out there, but then they moved him down on the 4th line, and that's that. So I don't know if you guys feel like he should be back up there, or if you feel like, it was just a, lucky thing, then fine. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this team, the Frederik Andersen things, anything about the Toronto Maple Leaf team, especially about tonight's hockey game. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And the Patreon account is down below. Follow up, guys. Sign up. Do all that great stuff on Patreon. All right. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition. I think there's nothing on tomorrow, is there? No, there's nothing. As the Raptors are at home against the Brooklyn Nets on Saturday night, 7:30 tip-off, as they look to just find a way to shoot the damn ball better. That's all there is to it. This team just needs to shoot the ball better. Now, the Leafs play Saturday against Edmonton, as I talked about, in Edmonton. 7 o'clock puck drop there. But I think, guys, those videos will either be uploaded very late that night or the next day. All right, having to get together at the house here, so it's gonna be it's gonna be a long night, and I just don't want to guarantee you guys videos there on Saturday. They could be up on Sunday. I'm just giving you guys a heads up right now. All right, so you know what, guys? Thank you so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.